Hello friends, welcome to our channel. In this lecture, I would like to show another example based on the three-hinged parabolic arches. Already in the last lecture, I explained springings at the different levels on the three-hinged parabolic springings at the same levels in the parabolic arches. But here in the today's lecture, I will going to explain springings at different levels. So see the difference between springings at the same levels and the different levels. See here, this is the arch which is springing at the same levels, means both A and B, means that is the abutments, both A and B are at the same levels. But here you observe this one clearly, this is springing at the different levels, means both A and B are not at the same levels. At the same time, what is the difference between for this one and this one? Here length of the arch will be given as 20 meters. Here the length of the arch, that is from A to B, will be given as 40 meters. So you please observe clearly here, the left part is AC, right part will be CB. So the rise will be exactly at the center from this type of arches, means springings at the same levels. Whatever the length in the left side, that is length will be exactly half of the total span, that is L equal to 20 meters, means so left side part will be 10 meters, right side part will be 10 meters. But we can't say here exactly what is the length left side part and what is the length of the right side part. Here total length of the arch will be given as 40 meters and rise is given as 4 meters, which is from the left support, and from the right support the rise will be given as 9 meters. So we can't say exactly the length exactly half. So for that purpose only you have to go for the relation. One relation will be there, so I will show that relation. So generally where we will use this type of arches while constructing arch bridges in mountain terrains, it will be necessary to bridge a gorge between a high level mountain and a low level mountain. In such cases, it is neither possible nor necessary to locate the springings at the same levels. So at that time only we have to use this type of springings at the different level arches. So see here, first of all see the example and then we will go for the relation. A three-hinged parabolic arch of 40 meters span has abutments at unequal levels. So what are the three hinges here? A, C, B. So this is a three-hinged parabolic arch of 40 meters span. From A to B it will be 40 meters, means overall length of the span will be equal to 40 meters. Has abutments at unequal levels, means both are not at the same level. Okay, the highest point of the arch is 4 meters above the left support. From the left support the highest point of the arch will be equal to 4 meters, which is denoted by R1. That one will be equal to 4 meters. Otherwise you can denote this one by using Y1 equal to 4 meters, like that, no problem. And 9 meters above the right support. So from the right support, so this is the right support, from here it will be 9 meters. So remaining thing R2 minus R1, you will get 5 meters, which is below A to B. Okay, the arch is subjected to an UDL of 15 kilonewton per meter over its entire horizontal span, means they will given over entire horizontal span there will be an uniform distributed load of 15 kilonewton per meter. Otherwise sometimes they will given left half of the span UDL, otherwise for some span 3 meters it will be an UDL and a point load at some distance from the left support or from the right support. Already we seen such type of model in the last example, but here they will give covered one more different example. They will mentioned horizontal span UDL, uniform distributed load of 15 kilonewton per meter over its entire horizontal span. So this is the question relevant diagram. So what they are mentioned here, find the horizontal thrust, bending moment at a 0.8 meters from the left support. So as usually we are finding all the things, radial shear, normal thrust, all the things we are going to find for this problem also. So first step, so here overall length of this span will be given as 40 meters. So left part A to C there will be L1 and right part C to B, that is L2. So we don't know what is L1 and what is L2. So these are two are the unknown. For finding these lengths L1 and L2, there will be a standard relation for this type of springings at different level arches. Means see here, the relation will be L1 by L2 equal to R1 by R2, which is in the form of the square root. But here it is not possible to mention square root here. That is the reason I am taking in the form of the whole to the power of 1 by 2. Means L1 by L2 equal to square root of R1 by R2. So square root will be converted to the powers of whole to the power of 1 by 2. Then already I told you here R1 will be equal to 4 meters and R2 will be equal to 9 meters. If you substitute these R1 and R2 values, L1 by L2 will be equal to, you will get 2 by 3. Square root of 4 will be equal to 2 and square root of 9 will be equal to 3. Again, total length of this span L1 plus L2, L1 plus L2 will be equal to L. That L will be equal to 40 meters. So already I mentioned each and everything clearly in the simplification. L1 plus L2 will be equal to 40 meters. If you want to take down L1 equal to 40 minus L2 and substitute in place of L1. Otherwise, you have to take down L2 equal to 40 minus L1 and substitute in place of L2. If you take down L1 equal to 40 minus L1, you will get in the form of the values in the form of L2. If you take down like this, means you will get the values in the form of L1. After finding, so see here I am taking like this, L1 equal to L2 equal to 40 minus L1, that one equal to 4 to the power 4 by 9 whole to the power of 1 by 2. So already I told you that one will be equal to 2 by 3. Again L1 will be equal to, cross multiply this one, 40 minus L1 into 2 by 3. Again you simplify this one, L1 will be equal to, after multiplying 2 into 40, 80 by 3 minus 2L1 by 3. Again if simplify this one, clearly you will get L1 equal to 16 meters. You see, better simplify this one, you will get L1 equal to 16 meters. So whatever the value obtained here, you substitute here in the place of here L1, that is 16 meters. So L2 equal to 40 minus 16. So see here, I already mentioned here, L2 equal to 40 minus 16. So therefore that one will be equal to, L2 value will be equal to 24 meters. Okay. Then go to the reactions. Find the vertical reactions, that is reactions at A and B. See here, reactions at A and B. So we are going to find the vertical reaction at A and vertical reaction at B. Considering the equilibrium of the left side of C. So there will be left part and right part. Here we are considering equilibrium only for the first left part. You will get one equation. Again we are considering the right part. Again you will get another equation. If you solve those two equations, you will get both vertical reactions and horizontal reaction. So if you want to find the horizontal thrust, first we have to find the vertical reactions. For that purpose, we are considering equilibrium of the left side of C. That is sigma mc, sum of the moments about C will be equal to 0 only for the left part. See here, clockwise movements will be taken positive, anti-clockwise movements will be taken negative. See here, this vertical reaction A into this L1. So already you people know L1 value. You please mention that L1 value here. Then it will be very easy for your simplification. 16 meters. Okay. And again, this L2 value will be equal to 24 meters. 24 meters. Okay. See here, vertical reaction VA into 16 up to C. This will be acting clockwise. That is the reason taking positive. VA into 16. Again, minus HA into this one will be acting anti-clockwise. See here, this one will be acting clockwise. Follow the cursor. This one will be acting anti-clockwise. So this one will be acting anti-clockwise. That is the reason taking minus this H into 4. H into 4 about C. Again minus, we are taking this load. This load also acting like this up to C, anti-clockwise towards C will be acting anti-clockwise. Therefore 15 into, how much is the load in the left part? 16 meters. 15 into 16, and what is the distance we are taking exactly from the center, into 16 by 2 means WL into L by 2, WL square by 2. 15 into 16 into 16 by 2. So you taken that one will be 0. So VA will be acting clockwise, HA and this load will be acting anti-clockwise towards C. Again you will get one doubt, why we are taking H here? See here, there is no horizontal loads given in the arch. So if you are taking, sum of the horizontal loads will be equal to 0. Sigma H will be equal to 0. Horizontal reaction at A will be acting towards right. Horizontal reaction B will be acting towards left. Therefore, what we are taking, sigma H will be equal to 0. HA minus HB will be equal to 0. HA will be equal to HB. So whatever the value HA, you will get HP. That is the reason we are denoting HA will be HB will be equal to HA equal to HB will be equal to H. So I am taking just H value. So if you take down H value directly, whatever the value HA obtained here, the value will be same for HB also. Okay. Then after obtaining this one, you please simplify this one. 16 VA minus 4H. If you simplification multiply this one, you will get 1920. Again divided with some this value, you will get divided with 4, you will get this equation. So otherwise you keep the equation like that only. You can simplify by using your calculators also, you will get this one directly. Then considering the equilibrium of the right side of C. So we are going to solve this one. We are going to resolve moments over the right side one. See here, VB into this distance, VB into 24, which is acting anti-clockwise towards C. So therefore see here, minus VB into 24 plus this HB will be acting towards clockwise. HB into from here to C. Force into distance, HB into 9, which is acting clockwise. So therefore HB into 9. Again this right side half of the span load, 15 into, what is the distance UDL is acting? 24. So we are taking distance from the center for the UDL into 24 by 2. 15 into 24 into 24 by 2. So taking clockwise. So therefore simplify, see here, minus VB into 24 because of the anti-clockwise, plus 9 into H because of the clockwise, plus 15 into 24 into 24 by 2. Sorry here, printing mistake. You take down here 15, this one. Okay. Okay, 15 into 24 into 24 by 2. If you simplify this one, you can keep like this also and simplify both equation 1 and 2 by using your calculators. You will get the unknowns VA and H value. So what I am saying means, if you keep the value like that and if you keep this value like that and you simplify by using your scientific calculators in that equation solving two unknowns, you will get both VA and H value directly without any these manual multiplication. If you simplify this one, these things directly, but before that one, what we have to do means, you take down vertical values at both. So there will be different unknowns, means you will get different values. So see here, there will be 4 VA minus H, here 3 VB minus VB plus H, totally VA, VB and H, there will be 3 unknowns. So you can convert these 3 unknowns into 2 unknowns. So for that purpose, what we have to do means, here I am taking sum of the vertical loads, sigma V will be equal to 0. So what are the total vertical loads will be acting? There will be only vertical loads acting downwards, means 15 into overall length of the span 40. 50 into 460 into 0, 600 meters load will be acting downwards. So I am taking this side, that is 600 kilonewton load. Again VA, VB both are acting upwards, that is the reason we are taking VA plus VB. So if I want the first value in terms of VB, means I am taking VB equal to 600 minus VA. If I want the value, first value in terms of VA, means I am taking VA equal to 600 minus VB. So take down according to your wish. So here I am taking VB equal to 600 minus VA. So immediately wherever VB will be there, I am substituting this value on that spot, on that VB position. So see here, minus V in 8 into 600 minus VBA. So here I am simplifying here. 8 into 600 minus VA plus 3H plus 1440. If you simplify this equation, you will get 8VA plus 3H minus 4800 plus 1440 will be equal to minus 3360. That one will be equal to 0. So take down this equation as number 4. After that, multiplying equation 1 with 2. So don't take down equation 1 into 2. So here multiplying this equation 1 into 2 with 2 numerical value 2. Why here I am taking like this means, so here the value will be equal to 4VA minus H minus 480. Here equation 4 will be 8VA plus 3H minus 3360. So here there will be two chances. So I am taking into 2 here means you will get VA value also will be equal to 8A like equation number 4. Again the remaining values will be minus 2H and minus 480. If we whenever we are simplifying this one, both 8 terms of Vs will be cancelled and remaining H value will be there. You will get that unknown. Otherwise another chance will be there. So here 3H will be there. 3H will be there. If you multiply this equation with 3 means you will get 12VA minus 3H minus 480 into 3. So then at that situation you have to cancel both that 3H values, both the 3H value in the equation 4 and equation 1, and the remaining value 12VA and 8VA. So subtracting you will get minus 12VA into remaining value. So there will be two options. Here I am simplifying with 8VA means I am taking 2 times of this equation number 1. Then you will obtain this equation as 8VA minus 2H minus 480 into 2, which is 960. So then take down that equation as 5. Then both after obtaining this equation, subtracting equation 4 with 5. So here I am subtracting equation 4 with 5. I am subtracting equation 4 with equation 5 means 8VA plus 3H minus 3360 minus 8VA minus of minus will be plus 2H minus of minus will be plus 960. So take down that one and 8VA minus 8VA will be cancelled. Plus 3H plus 2H will be 5H and minus 3360 and plus 960 will be 2400 will be equal to 0. So all these are the manual calculation. So you don't take this much of risk in the semester examination. Why means there will be only 3 hours for your semester examination. If you solving manually means you lost your time. That is the reason take down these two equations. Take down these two equations, this equation number 4 and equation number 2 directly in your calculators. Sorry, equation number 4 and equation number 5 directly in your calculators. You will get both values V and H directly. Okay. After obtaining this one, so I am explaining manual calculation. H will be 480 kilonewtons. So whatever the value obtained here H, which is equal to both H and HB. Again you can substitute this H value both in equation 1 and equation 2. You will get VA value and VB value, that is 240 kilonewtons and 360 kilonewtons. So you please mention that values also. That one will be equal to 240 kilonewtons. Again 360 kilonewtons. Okay, so these are the procedure for finding horizontal thrust and vertical reaction. Friends, up to here I hope you understand this lecture. So I will continue the remaining part. What are the remaining part? Bending moment. Again I will explain radial shear and shear thrust also, normal thrust also in the continuation of the next part. So if you like this video, you please like this video and share it to your friends and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.